obviously the deck you play when you want to play a ton of Magic.
Yeah, there's
And mono red is
a lot of draw going where you're just like, yeah, go. I don't have any Nexuses. And they're like, yeah, well, I don't have any Nexuses. And then someone in the intern's like, all right, well, Nexus. You're like, ah ha ha, Nexus, gotcha.
But yeah, this mono red deck definitely it tightens down the number of turns.
So I played against the deck 4 times. So, and I think of the 4 times, I played the full 12 games. Strangely, I usually won game 1 against them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the game I won. Like, all 4 rounds I won game 1, and then sometimes just got bodied post-sideboard. I don't know what their sideboard plan looks like. That's probably a failure on my part. Here's a Karn's Bastion. We're going to proliferate with that.
So the red deck almost always gets better after sideboard.
Yeah.
And so that, I think that's, in my opinion, I think that's why you were winning game 1, because there's always dead cards. It's just like, how dead are they? Like against some decks, like against you, Shock is just their worst card.
Sure.
It's just not worth the card.
Jace's Protection. Why do we have this thing up here?
It's on the battlefield.
Oh my goodness.
Whenever you draw a +1, draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it, on the projection, and then you can
pay
pay
4
to put a loyalty counter on a Jace Planeswalker.
What in the world?
Interessante.
Well, that card is apparently a thing.
I would probably also sideboard out Chain Whirlers against the Nexus deck.
Oh, they never did. Those Chain Whirlers were always in.
See, in my mind, I just don't want... The card's worth about 4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can drop my mana cost by 1, deal 1, like, or maybe get another attack in because I'm just like under a little bit more.
Sure.
That's what I'm interested in that matchup. Maybe they didn't have enough to bring in.
Entirely possible.
But a card like Experimental Frenzy isn't very good against you. Like, if I cast Experimental Frenzy and just pass to your turn 4, I'm out of luck. It's just not. I'm never getting to go off with my Frenzy.
I mean, you could. Like, I still have to have the cards. I had somebody cast 15 spells off of an Experimental Frenzy in 1 turn against me.
Yeah, still won that one?
No, they won.
Okay.
They won all right.
All right, Chandra down.
Yeah, the Jace guy seems okay. I mean, he costs 4. If he costs 3, he would be very good. But, like,
yeah,
costing 4 and getting shocked, that seems pretty bad.
Yeah, getting to untap with it.
Oh, yeah.
Is really good.
But if you could, like, sandbag it and on 4, like, play that and an opt, great shape.
Yeah.
But my point is, I played against a lot of
red deck.
Red. I think probably half of my games, they started with Lava Runner, untap spell.
This is 10.
Oh, this just came into play.
This is 9. 2.
8 and 8.
2, 4, plus 4 is 8, plus the thing is 9. Take that off, it makes 10.
A boom, a boom, a boom.
So on that one, David was able to get to 20 damage.
Yes. Pretty quickly. How do you feel about, like, is that their best start, is playing, like, Lava Runner spell? Or do you want the, like, a little bit more grindy but more explosive Steamkin starts?
The Steamkin starts are where you want to be.
Okay.
Especially against decks without creatures. So decks with creatures, Lava Runner spell to, like, remove their creature, maybe deal them a damage. That's a fine start.
Mm-hmm.
But against the decks without creatures, getting your Steamkin up, Like a turn where you can like put 2 counters on it. Next turn you get the 3rd counter, and then you get to remove them and cast like the remainder of your hand.
Yeah.
That's enough. That's where you want to be. Because you got to remember, when you remove those counters and then cast 2 or 3 more spells, you put the counters right back on.
Oh yeah.
So it just kind of
It's
keeps
just free real estate.
It's free real estate. And so that type of velocity is what you want in life.
Yeah, I'll admit I've not played with most of the cards that are in these red decks at this point.
Okay.
So obviously, last season I played a ton of red-black, but like
Yes.
this is a totally different deck now.
Absolutely. If you ever want to play it, I own them all.
Yeah, I have no interest.
No interest at all.
I am really, really in love with what I can do with like Bant Nexus and Simic Nexus right now.
Yeah, just taking turns is a thing that you're interested in.
Not even taking turns, but just like that style of deck where like you just have to not lose until you win.
Yeah.
Combat math is for idiots.
Oh, it is. It's for actual morons.
I had multiple games where someone like was counting all of their combat damage and like thinking for like 3 minutes of the swing in. I'm just like, root snare. Sorry about your luck, bro.
That's really nice.
Yeah, just like, I got this. Yeah, it's the 3rd one.
If you're gonna have 3 of something.
Yeah, I'd rather it be Mathis for blockers. Exactly. And who blocks? What is that?
No, blocks is loose. There was an article written a couple years ago, maybe more than a couple, like 5 years ago, where it was like, is it better to be blocking or attacking right now? And so, like, people, you want to talk about an article that, like, got people divided?
Yeah.
People were definitely, like, either team blocker or team attacker.
So there's an old, I mean, this is probably around the same time frame, saying that, like, legacy players don't know how to block. So, like, you would just, whenever you had a creature and, like, you just turn it sideways, you're not going to block it. It's
Yeah,
just gonna
right,
do
yeah.
damage. But, yeah, it's definitely now in Magic, both in Standard and Modern, where, like, the combat step is not one you can really ignore anymore.
Correct.
Like, First Strike is extremely relevant.
Very good ability.
I remember, like, back in the day, creatures would just have First Strike, and you're just like, all right, well, I guess I take 2 damage and then 4 damage.
Right. I think Vigilance is a relevant ability.
Yeah, Vigilance is a big deal.
Like, the fact that Nissa's lands have Vigilance, I mean, they obviously make mana, so that, like, helps that or whatever.
Absolutely.
But, like, the fact that you can attack and then defend the Nissa is really important.
Also, Lifelink has gotten so much better in the past 5 years.
Sure. All these keywords.
Yeah, they used to just be like, you could have a card with just keyword soup on it, and it's like a 3/3. Who cares? Like,
Right.
just bolt it.
Right.
But now, like, everything matters. They've done a good job of forcing that interaction through combat, which a lot of people were skeptical at first, but pretty big fan. You know what else I'm a big fan of? Talk about the times, and they are a-changin'. We're going to London.
Whew.
The London Mulligan.
I'm a huge fan of this.
Yeah, we tested it out in Commander. I was a big fan because I got to keep 7 land hands with Soul Rings in them all night. No, I didn't actually do that, but it seems like a sweet mulligan for every format. Like,
Yeah, I
if the
think-
goal of a format is to just do degenerate stuff, which is basically what the point of Legacy is,
Right.
then this helps you do more degenerate stuff. It also helps you stop degenerate stuff,
Right.
if that's your cup of tea, which
Some people, it is.
some people are real big on death and taxes, and they just want to stop craziness.
So when do I get to go to London?
Corset.
Corset. Okay, so come July, we'll be in London, looking at 7s.
Looking at 7s.
Just you never get to not look at
Whoa,
7s.
that is a
Whoa!
big ol'... Okay.
Put the big block attacks. All right, so the
With
spotter
the
monkey.
Vancouver Mulligan, they implemented immediately. With London, there is a wait. Do you think this wait could mean they will be making bans before it's implemented? No.
No, I think it means that they're. It's just the timing of how the things worked out.
Yeah, the Mythic Championships are no longer tied to set releases.
Yeah.
And the Mythic Championship where they tested it was the one with War of the Spark. So they couldn't start it then because it was too late. And
Alright,
so just
so
the next set.
David has kept a one-lander here.
With
Also,
mono 2 and 4 drop spells.
so
Oh no, there's a Legion War boss.
let me
Sorry,
point
there's also
out some things here. So he's sideboarded in. Oh gosh, what a lucky guy. He's sideboarded in Lava Coils and Legion War Bosses. Now I love Legion War Boss here.
Don't like Lava Coil?
We saw one creature,
Yeah, but he's got
and
like
it was a big Dirtle monster.
he had like 3 creatures that had, or 3 spells that had proliferate.
Okay, so you assume there's
So
some
you assume
permanents
there's
out there.
going to be some permanents. Like he's playing a creature deck, no question about it.
All right, here is a Steamkin.
Did he draw another land?
He drew his second land on the first draw step, so he bottomed another Lava Coil
Oh, okay.
and then drew his second land.
Where are you at on Lava Coil? Oh, this Jace is coming down here soon.
Lava Coil's a necessary evil. Like, I don't love having Lava Coil in my deck.
Lava Coil's really good. There's
No, but
nothing
it's the very
evil
best.
about it.
It's the very best removal.
Yeah.
But like, I
It's
don't.
the best at
Yeah,
He's the best there is at what he does. There we go.
It's the best there is at what it does.
No, he is. I'm talking about Wolverine Bub. I see.
So
Draws
does
another
Nay.
Lava Coil.
Here's this guy. Counter on. I
Alright,
like the way David handles his cards. So you notice the card stayed back by his lands while he resolved the trigger and then moved it forward. It's a very nuanced thing about how triggers resolve versus how spells resolve. Love
wonder
that.
if we're gonna get a Jace into Spark Double. That'll take us back.
Okay, so I don't play the kind of deck that can like churn through a card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like if I miss a draw step by drawing a Lava Coil onto a dead board, onto like an empty board, I'm just like, oh, okay, it's another turn I just don't get to play. So like that's why I don't love Lava Coil.
Mm-hmm.
And the Spotter Monkey is showing you the Winged Temple of Warzaka, which is the result of a Hadana's Climb.
Which is on the battlefield.
If you're able to climb the stairs to the Winged Temple.
Are we taking this Jace down?
I would. You don't have enough pressure here, and you're low on lands, so your pressure might run out. So it does 2 damage to the Planeswalker, and he's going to attack Michael for 2 and the Jace for 3. So we're able to split up some attacking there.
Michael's got multiple Spark Doubles and nothing to copy, but he does have this Spell Pierce, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, Spell Pierce is going to be a really effective card for him here because he's on a opponent who's a little bit mana light.
But that's fine because he doesn't have anything to deploy of his own.
Yep. And Dave's going to keep drawing 2 drops. Spell Pierce it.
Well, most of the deck is 2 drops.
Right. So let's attack for... Oh, see, I want to attack for 7 there. Oh, I guess this is this... Oh, we're -1 on this, but we gain a permanent.
Yeah.
So here's a Goblin.
Here comes 7.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Absolutely. All right, so an Incubation Druid is the draw.
That's pretty good. So we get to Incubation Druid and then Spark Double it.
And then climb one of them?
Yeah, climb the one that you don't Spark Double. Climb the non-Spark Double, I guess.
Oh, because the Spark Double puts a counter on it. So it'll be an Incubation Druid that can make mana next turn.
Yeah.
So both of them will. So we'll be able to really go ham.
I don't
on whatever we
think
draw.
He's surviving still. He has 2 blockers. Assuming this lava coil doesn't come down because Michael doesn't know about it. You just block the war boss and what is it? War boss and probably the Steamkin.
Yeah.
Take 5. We're still dead. 6 still dead. We're still dead. Is basically what I'm saying.
So we're figuring out spark double here, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Has 1. The phrase additional +1/+1 counter on it kind of threw Michael off, I think.
Yep. Thing I got to do on the MCQ was I got to bolt or shock an incubation druid, which felt very reminiscent of like the whole bolt the bird thing.
Yeah.
It was an unknown opponent. I had Stomping Ground and Shock in hand on turn 0, and so